People, I'm actually quite ill today, but people, deluded, I'm back again. Mesut Ozil and Nuno Emre. Now, this is the last I'm going to speak of it. There's four realistic options we can do in regards to bettering the situation or moving forward. Now, I'm sure people have made up their camps over Nuno Emre, over Ozil or whatever. You probably have three opinions of Ozil. Logical people, he's a good player, he's just underperforming. He's either the best thing since sliced bread. There's some weird folk, and there's some weird folk he can do no wrong. We know a lot of football fans in today's age, specific to Arsenal fans, speak in agendas. Whether you think Mesut Ozil is performing or not, we all know people. If you sit here, you can build a YouTube career or career in general just of saying Mesut Ozil and Mustafi are rubbish and acting like a fool. These sort of things. Many people speak in agendas, and what matters most is the collective Arsenal. And that is for that reason why I'm making this vid personally, people, because I want to see an end to Ozil and Emre's beef if they're both here this next season or beyond that, to be fair with you. I don't know why I said if they're both here, because Emre's going to be here and Ozil, in my opinion, is going to be here as well, because who's going to buy him? Put to bed. As an Arsenal fan, I relish the day personally, people, when I can just focus on Arsenal in terms of on-field football. What I mean by that is, just before I was about to say it, it's if it's not this sort of things behind the scenes, it's someone's contract. Like it's been Ramsey's this year, it was Alexis and Ozil's last year. When was Ox's as well? There's been a couple other players here and there, and you know the rest of them. So I relish the day when we can just talk about on-field matters. But the four options, first and foremost, with the first one would probably be, I saw a report that said it will cost 24 million to pay up his contract. Now, that's a lot of money, people. The club, if I was the club, again, I'm not a finance man, but if I was the club and they wanted to do that, surely that's coming out of Nuno Emre's kitty. And if we've only got 45 million and 24 of it's going to be spent taking the hit on Ozil's, buying up his duration of his contract, it don't really make sense trying to better us with what I would like to see in the centre half and the left back. So one option is obviously to pay up his contract, 24 million, that's a mad L. On the flip side, brings me to option 2 in my opinion, which would be, regardless of my or your opinion on it, when the club gave this man the contract, Arsenal are very sensible to a degree sensible in terms of the money sort of thing, and they don't want to lose money and stuff like that. Very sensible in that regards. They would not have given this man this contract if they could not pay it. So there's got to have been substantial reserves put aside for Mesut Ozil's contract, which with that being said, if to pay that until 2021, just play the man in some capacity, just utilise him if possible, if Emre deems he can, or if people deem we could, use him until his contract is up. There's that option. The third option, which would probably be to just kind of similar to paying up his contract, would be not to pay up his contract, but to take a hit on it in the sense that just offer him a free transfer, literally a free transfer somewhere. Fenerbahce, I don't know, because you could say he could go there, but his wages, people, would they pay it? Who knows? Which brings me to the fourth option, which would be similar to what you'd probably have to do with Mkhitaryan and Mustafi, is loan out these players with an option to buy, or loan them out and pay a substantial part of the wages. In an ideal world, if that was to happen to Ozil, you'd like to pay a 50%, people. What, he's on 300k, or is it 350? I don't know. I'm just going to say 300k, 300 odd k. So we'd pay 150 a week. Now, if I was a club offered that loaned opportunity, people, mind you, I'd be trying to go for 60-40, because I'd capitalise on Arsenal's need or increased need to want to get this guy off the wage books, and Emre's beef with him, to be fair. So that's the four options. In short, people, they're going to have to improve and pattern off themselves, man, because I just care about bettering the club. Ozil's got some qualities that can help us moving forward, and Emre's our manager. If they're both here next season, I want to see them work together. It started off quite well. I think Emre likes him, but he just doesn't rate him in the sense that he's not gonna be up his bum, essentially. Yes, you're Mesut Ozil. You can 100 passes. You'll do them 100 sick passes, and you're always there for the right angles and stuff like that. But there's certain things I want to see from you and my team in general. If not that, cool. He didn't really rate Ramsey, or it's a weird one, because I think he rates them, but he don't see them as star sort of men and things. And it started off well. They were both working well in pre-season. He was made captain. At times he played decent this season, few and beyond. But it went downhill. He's had a poor season on his own accord, but also because he's barely played as well because of the on-field shenanigans. There's been games we've needed Ozil. There's been games Ozil's played and is hidden. So there's two sides of every argument. To be fair, you can't. At times, I feel in this debate in regards to Ozil and Emre that Emre's kind of cut his nose off to spite his face with not playing Ozil. With Ozil at times, clearly, not even at times, Ozil has not played well enough. So I can see both sides of, not of either side's argument, but just as a fan looking at this. Ozil's qualities at times could have helped us in games, but 9 times out of 10, like other players, he just simply hasn't cut it. We know we need creativity. Now, it's a difficult one, people, because for me, we've got 45 million. Moving away from this slightly, we've got 45 million. I know we need a winger, people. Me, of all people, know that. I've been here calling for a winger. I would love a midfielder of some sort. So I would love 2 midfielders, people. All of that's a dream. So I personally feel it's 2 to 3, maybe 4 signings. I just think 2-3 solid signings will be made this summer. And what I mean by that is just 2 to 3 people will come through the door. That's exactly what I mean by that, so don't misquote me. But I believe we need a centre-half of some sorts, whether it's young, ideally in his prime, but the price that kind of comes with someone in their prime, have we got the money? But I would say either a centre-half of some sorts and a left-back, people. For me, we need a left-back. We're playing a dangerous game not having a left-back. 1 second. Yeah, we're playing quite dangerous not having a left-back, people. So we need to move forward. Creativity. We need someone like Hakim Ziyech, for example. He can do the creative thing from out wide and in the middle. But creative players are probably the last on our agenda. We need to play more creative. I don't feel we're creating enough of things, so I wouldn't say it's last on our agenda. But our foundation needs to get fixed. And if we've only got 45 million and the budget would be spent on a left back and a centre half, there's no money for a creative player. I don't feel Mesut Özil has to play week in, week out. But if we haven't got money and I'm sitting in Emre's shoes, then you're gonna have to logically use either Mkhitaryan if he's not sold as well, or Ozil in terms of the skill set and what they offer from time to time, game to game, depending on what that game needs in terms of creativity. So yeah, man, we're damned if we do, damned if we don't, because in hindsight, maybe it might have been the right decision to let Ozil leave on a free transfer. But at the same time, we have to be sensible. If Ozil did leave as a free transfer at the same time Alexis was going to leave, fans would have lost their rag. So we have to keep perspective. It's a difficult and delicate situation, so we'll see how it develops. But on that note, people, deluded. Apologies for my neighbours going crazy with the music.